Have you ever been there, deep into a project late at night, and you're feeling that mix of passion and, well, just plain pain? The kind of pain that happens when the very tools you're using feel like they're fighting you every step of the way? Well, this is a story about that exact moment, and how one developer went from total frustration to a state of pure creative flow. So let me introduce you to Ara. She is smart, she's driven, and she is pouring her entire heart into her brand new app, Challenge Hub. And as she's coding away late into the night, you can just see that fire in her eyes, that determination reflected in the lines of code scrolling up her screen. And then it happens. The furious typing just stops. She leans in, her eyes get wider, and you can tell what she's seeing on that screen isn't just some little bug. No, it's a massive, tangled mess that's threatening to bring her whole project crashing down. What Art is going through right now, we call that the pure PHP crisis. It's that sinking feeling you get when you realize that building everything from scratch with no real structure is just leading to absolute unmanageable chaos. And this right here, this is the problem. It's a wall of code, more than 20 lines of it, just to do one simple thing: connect to a database and grab some data. And the worst part? She has to write something almost exactly like this for every single feature in her app. And that's it. That's the breaking point. Ara literally pushes away from her desk, grabs a pillow, and just lets out this silent, frustrated scream. This isn't just about code anymore. It's a creative roadblock, and it's stopping her from actually building her vision. So, okay, what's causing all this pain? Well, first, it's that endless repetition of manual database connections. It's also the constant worry about security. Like, if she forgets even one CSRF token, which is basically just a secret handshake to prove a request is legit, her whole app could be vulnerable. Then there's the chaotic mess of using these clunky switch statements just to manage which page shows up. But the real killer? There's just zero structure. It's the Wild West, and that makes the code a nightmare to maintain. But what if there was a better way? Right? As Ara sits back down totally exhausted, a new path starts to open up, an elegant solution called Laravel. So, what in the world is Laravel? Think of it like a professional-grade toolkit and a blueprint, all rolled into one. It's a PHP framework that gives you a solid, standardized structure to build on, so you're not constantly reinventing the wheel. The whole point is to let you focus on your unique ideas so you can build amazing apps and build them fast. Now, the magic really kicks in with this concept called MVC. That's Model, View, and Controller. The easiest way to think about it is like a restaurant. The model, that's the kitchen. It's where all your data lives. The view is the menu the customer sees, the user interface. And the controller, well, that's the waiter who takes the order from the view and tells the model what to prepare. It's just a super clean and simple way to keep everything organized. Okay, remember that 20-plus line monster of code? The one that made Ara want to scream into a pillow? Let's see what happens when Laravel gets its hands on it. All right, so we start with about 25 lines of manual, repetitive, and honestly pretty error-prone PHP code. All of that just to get a list of active challenges from the database for her app. And with Laravel, we end up with just a single, elegant, and totally readable line of code. And this, right here, shows you everything. On the left, you've got that PHP mess, and on the right, pure Laravel elegance. The code is so clean it basically reads like a sentence. All of that complicated stuff, the database connections, the security, the error handling, it's all just taken care of for you, right behind the scenes. So how is this even possible? It's not magic, I promise. It's a set of incredibly powerful tools that Laravel just gives you, right out of the box. You can really think of them as developers' superpowers. First up, you've got Eloquent. That's the tool we just saw in action. It lets you talk to your database in a really simple, natural way. Then there's Blade, a templating engine that helps you write super clean, reusable HTML. You also get Artisan, which is like your personal command line assistant that automates all the boring stuff. And finally, Migrations, which is basically version control for your database, so you can easily track changes and even undo them. Let's just take a quick look at Artisan. Instead of manually creating files and typing out the same boilerplate code again and again, Ara can just type one little command. This single line creates a brand new controller file for her challenges and automatically fills it with all the standard methods she's going to need. This can save literally hours of tedious work. All of this leads to a really clear, repeatable workflow. So let's say Ara wants to add a leaderboard.
First, she'd use a migration to define what the leaderboard table looks like. Then, she'd create a model to talk to that table. Next, she'd write the scoring logic inside a controller. After that, she would define a route to link a URL, like /leaderboard, to that controller. And finally, she'd create a view to actually display the rankings in HTML. It makes development so much faster and more organized.
Now, to really understand why this is such a game changer, we need to zoom out a little and look at the bigger picture. It's really about the fundamental difference between a tool you use and a system you build inside of.
Think about it like this. A library is like a toolbox. You're building a shed, and you reach into the toolbox to grab a hammer when you need it. You are in control. A framework like Laravel, on the other hand, is like a prefabricated house kit. It gives you the foundation, the walls, the roof. You still get to design the rooms and add all your personal touches, but the heavy lifting and the structural work is already done for you. In this case, the framework is in control.
This core idea has a name: inversion of control. And all that really means is you let the framework handle all the boring, repetitive, and complex jobs so you can focus on the fun, creative parts of your project. The framework takes care of the plumbing so you can focus on the interior design. It orchestrates while you create.
So for developers like Ara, and maybe for you too, the choice becomes pretty clear. Your next big idea is out there, waiting. The only question is, are you going to try to build it from scratch and face the chaos all alone? Or are you going to build on a powerful foundation and turn that pain into pure productivity?